TV. Welcome to our lunchtime news. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. With the second National Development Plan due for expiry in June 2020, it's been revealed that Cabinet has approved a strategic direction for the third National Development Plan. State Minister for Finance, David Bahati, says that this strategic direction will help identify priorities that will be consolidated in the new plan as required. He also revealed that they have registered many achievements in the implementation of the National Development Plan too.
The NDP3 is the third in a series of plans that aim to implement Uganda Vision 2040 aspirations. In this regard, Cabinet on the 9th September 2019 approved the strategic direction for the NDP3. The strategic direction is the principal guiding framework for sectors and local governments in the development of their plans. It also enables NPA to engage the decentralized planning institutions to identify the priorities that will eventually be consolidated in the national development plans as required by law. Preliminary findings of the medium-term review of NDP2 and final evaluation of NDP1, as well as some of the other studies that have been carried out on the performance of NDP2, highlight several achievements and challenges. For example, your budget is not going to be approved if you don't have a plan. You know, we cannot approve your budget if you don't have a plan in place. And this plan must be approved by the National Planning Authority. So now we are very strict and we have the force of the law to support us. So that's different from NDP2. We didn't have those regulations in place. Now we have them. And I think if we apply them properly, we'll be able to get everybody now in place. And also we are going to be, the consultations we're talking about will involve everybody. So by the time we conclude this National Development Plan, the third, we will have involved everybody, including the budgeting function of Ministry of Finance. So we don't anticipate anybody to be applying resources of government on activities which are not planned for.
Thank you.
Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kadaga has called on men to support women in political leadership positions. Kadaga was officiating at the opening of the 6th Triennial Commonwealth Women Parliamentary Conference at Munyonyo.
The 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference has kicked off successfully at Commonwealth Resort Hotel in Munyonyo. St. Elizabeth Girls Secondary School from Serere set a good ambience for the meeting. Among the first sessions include the 6th Triennial Commonwealth Women Parliamentarians Conference, opened by the Speaker of the Ugandan Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga. Kadaga noted that 52 years ago, since a conference of this nature happened in Uganda in 1967, many member countries ratified laws that have not been domesticated, hence the presence of inequalities in the political space.
So I got there, went to the meeting. I went to sit behind my flag. Then the chief of protocol of the country said, "Madam, don't sit there. That's for the minister." So I said, "I'm the minister." He was in shock. He didn't even believe it. So he went to my chief of protocol and said, "Is she telling the truth?" You can imagine. So he said, "Yes, that's why I'm here with her." But no attitude. So I think we need to work to break those barriers.
Kadaga asked men to support their female counterparts in political positions to achieve equitable development.
Well, the other thing I would add is that we should recruit men to help us. See, it's not just a women's issue. We should recruit men to understand and to support us in this campaign so that we can get there.
Kadaga was backed by Emilia Monjowa Lifaka, the chairperson of CPA, also the deputy speaker of the National Assembly of Cameroon.
But as women, we continue to work hard and strive to make sure that our numbers within the legislative bodies of our respective jurisdictions increase each parliamentary year.
In the same conference, a new chair of Commonwealth Women Parliamentarians will be elected, a position currently held by Dr. Dato Binti Ahmed, who called for an end to bullying in some parliaments.
Encourage you to take this opportunity to actively engage in the discussions, and this include the importance of mentoring for new parliamentarians, promoting women to senior portfolios and positions of leadership, empowering women as effective legislators in 21st century, and combating bullying and harassment in Parliament.
The 6th Triennial Commonwealth Women Parliamentarians Conference was on the theme CWP at 30 years, achievements and unfinished business, looking forward to the next 30 years. For UBC TV News, I am Philip Aguta.
Still in the line of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference, Makerere University Dons have asked the Commonwealth parliamentary delegates to advocate for participatory democracy and mainly focus on regional rather than British centralized. Dr. Muhammad Chigun Musoke, a senior lecturer at Makerere, believes that regional democracy, a strategy of good governance, can be of importance in as far as democracy development is concerned.
The 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference has attracted over 1,000 dignitaries from across the Commonwealth nations.
So I think we are going to, just having that access in international limelight, it's going to be good for us.
This is the second time Uganda is host to the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference benchmarks on strategies, mainly of good governance.
This is not a stagnant issue. Democracy has got to keep growing. It doesn't have to stay at the level that it was at the beginning, like it was said and has to stand, it will stay. No.
Makerere University lecturers request Commonwealth delegates to champion strategies that advocate for regional democracy rather than British interests.
We are excited to have this conference here, and we just wish these people, the parliamentarians, the best time. But our appeal is that we should look at some of the themes with a focus. And we'll look at the different regions, we'll look at the different demands of the regions, what it takes. Should it be that the democracy that is practiced in Europe, in the United States, or in America, or in Asia, the same as that practiced in Africa? We can have a wider concept of democracy, but again, we can have certain issues that reach out to attend to the demands of the regions that they exist, but under one umbrella as Commonwealth.
Makerere University is the oldest learning institution that has nurtured high-profile people, including over 5 African presidents affiliated to the University College of London. The university has reasons to appreciate the values of the Commonwealth Conference.
And the men who have been organized in building Africa and beyond, many have gone through this university and they've been part of the Commonwealth, and they are great Commonwealth leaders. We cannot fail to mention people like Mwalimu Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, who was through Makerere University, and is the man who led Tanzania to independence and taking through to be a united country. And he had his training here in Makerere. If you went to Kenya, Mwai Kibaki was a student here. Actually, his history is one of the first students to get a first-class degree in economics, and even had to come back to Makerere and teach, was a teaching staff.
Uganda has enormous culture and heritage that Makerere Dons believe delegates should tour for a more defined visit.
Why you need to come here is because this was the final destination of these matters, who are royal pegs working in the palace of the king all the way in Munyonyo. Munyonyo is about 15 kilometers, and need to see the journey, the road to Martyrdom, up to the final destination of this place. So when you have come to Uganda, we need to reach there, and we are so excited, especially to our delegation from the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference is scheduled to last for a week. Susan Naong and Idris Lukwago reporting for UBC TV.
Still at the CPA, Uganda has been praised for the good hospitality exhibited during the arrival and stay of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference delegates. So far, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of Cameroon, who doubles as the chairperson of the CPA stated before delegates and the media after an African mood was ignited by traditional performance at their arrival.
Madam Speaker, I wish to thank you, the government and the people of Uganda, for hosting this conference. Not just hosting this conference, but hosting the conference in a very special way. You and your team have put everything in place to make us feel at home away from home. Since we arrived, we have been well looked after. The women in this room and those who are not inside this room but who are attending this conference have asked me, have delegated me to say, Madam Speaker, please convey our sincere thanks and gratitude to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Grade 1 Magistrate, that's a winner from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. Grade 1 Magistrate Court Mengo before Magistrate Joel Wegoye charged 4 suspects with 6 counts of murder and aggravated robbery. According to prosecution, the 4 are alleged to have participated in the kidnap and murder of Maria Nagirinya Gateni and Ronald Chitaimbwa, who were killed last month.
Security was cited at Mengo Grade 1 Magistrate Court as the suspects in the gruesome murder of Nagirinya Maria Gateni and Ronald Chitaimbwa were brought in to be charged. The 4 suspects were paraded before the Grade 1 Magistrate Joel Wegoye and charged with 6 counts of murder, aggravated robbery and kidnap, among others. The suspects include Kasolo Koporiam Alias Aseno, Lubega Johnson Alias Maneno, Kalyango Nasifu and Chiseka Hassan. However, they were not allowed to take plea, since this court has no jurisdictions to handle such criminal matters. According to prosecution, it is alleged that on the 28th of August 2019, within areas of Kampala and Mukono, the 4 accused persons and others still at large, with the malice aforethought, killed Nagirinya Maria Gateni and Ronald Chitaimbwa.
Kigambibwa nti nga mwine ekigendererwa eky'okuba nga mutemula magenda maaso ne muwamba Nagirinya Maria Gateni, magenda maaso n'okutta Chitaimbwa Ronald. Omusango gw'okutaano gwakubanga obubbi obwakkondo.
It's further alleged that the 4 accused persons at Nabisasiro Zone in Lubaga Division, Kampala District, forcefully kidnapped and murdered Nagirinya Maria Gateni and Ronald Chitaimbwa before vanishing off with 294,000 shillings and mobile phones. The said counts are contrary to Section 243(1)(a), 188 and 189 and Section 286 in the Penal Code Act Cap 2009. The prosecution side, led by Macbeth, informed court that the investigations are still ongoing in the said matter and she requested court for more time to complete them. The presiding magistrate, Joel Wegoye, adjourned the case to 27th September 2019 for mention on video conferencing. The accused persons have been remanded to Ruzila prisons. I'm Namamode Deborah, reporting for UBC.
Tobacco production and bush clearing for livestock farming is eating up the forest cover in Nakasongola district. The activity, which has devastated big chunks of land, is quickly turning the area into a desert.
The unplanned felling of trees for charcoal production is quickly turning big parts of Nakasongola area into a desert. Both charcoal dealers and livestock farmers have relentlessly cut all the trees here, reducing the traditional woodland of Midera to bare surface. The devastating impact of deforestation in this area is apparently inevitable, with the soils here no longer being able to support vegetation growth. Agriculturalists are already at the verge of collapse.
We had the sound, then after about 10 to 10 minutes, the herdsman came and told me that the animals have been hit by the thunder. So there are about 5 incidents which I have so far heard from such incidents. But we don't know the cause and we don't know what to do.
Government and international development partners like UNDP are concerned.
They tried to establish grass from seed and vegetatively, but the farmers were saying that these germinated, but they did not stand the attack from the termites.
What we have just experienced is what I would call an extremely denuded area within the cattle corridor. And there are several factors that come into play. The first is that we need to look at the policy environment that leads to a denudation of that level. What is it that we are not doing in terms of policy? What is it in terms of coordination between the various ministries, Ministry of Water and Environment, Ministry of Agriculture, the National Agricultural Research Organization, and other institutions to ensure that we work together to address the issues that we have seen?
Unless there is a deliberate attempt at reversing this trend, the thirsty soils of Nakasongola may soon turn into desert. Pathias Karikona and Lorraine Masika Kazimoto reporting from Nakasongola for UBC News.
Thank you so much, Pathias Karikona and Kazimoto Lorraine, for that good story about the environment in Nakasongola. We'll take a very short break. UBC Lunchtime News will return with more. Please keep around.
My first 4G smartphone from Airtel is back. It's bigger, better, and comes with 5 GB free data per month for 3 months. At only 200,000 Uganda shillings, enjoy fantastic features on the phone, like the face unlock feature, long battery life. Mwana, ka volume keko. Live your life in 4G with my first 4G smartphone at only 200,000 Uganda shillings and get free 5 GB data every month for 3 months. Visit the nearest Airtel shop, dial *175*9# to enjoy free data. Airtel, the smartphone network. Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Hi, Pastor Jackson Senyonga. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to the P5 National Deliverance Day, Nambole Stadium, 27th September 2019, 8 a.m. all day and all night. God will meet your needs, bless your careers, your family, your children, your marriage, your health, and everything you call important and dear, whether you are a Christian or non-Christian. For those that would like to use the train, you just go to Leyre Stations in Nkuruma Road. 500 shillings will take you to Nambole, and coming back to 1,000 shillings. All pastors, your retreat at Christian Church before Nambole is on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. Come and overcome poverty as a pastor. After our retreat, we will join everyone at Nambole.
return, we go straight to business, and there, Uganda Investment Authority has released the 2018-19 performance report, highlighting an increase in licensed companies. The Acting Director General, Uganda Investment Authority, Lawrence Biensi, says that the body issued out 286 license projects. Most of these were in construction, manufacturing, and agricultural sectors, as we see in this report.
Uganda Investment Authority's financial year 2018-2019 recorded 286 licensed companies, with construction taking the lead, followed by manufacturing and agriculture. Acting Director General UIA Lawrence Biensi gives a total breakdown of performance in the sectors.
The total proposed investment or estimated investment from all these 286 companies, we hope they will invest $1.3 billion. Now, it is also important, because this is a common asked question, when we break them between foreign direct investment and domestic direct investment. So under that categorization, it is clear again that foreign investors are going to invest or are proposing to invest 75%.
Biensi explains the trend of licensed projects in the recent 5 years from 2014 to 2019, where 2016-2017 financial year was at the peak with 512.
In 2014-15, we licensed 327 projects. The following year, 15-16, 353 projects. And then in 16-17, which was our peak, we licensed 512 projects. 17-18, it was a drop of, we licensed 247.
Sources of investments were from 5 countries, with China leading with 45%, Uganda 24%, Lebanon 5%, followed by India and United Arab Emirates.
Look at this investment in terms of value. Again, it shows a different picture. Foreign investors will invest 31% of the total. And joint ventures, this time number 1, they have 58% of the total investment. And local, that is domestic investors who are Ugandans, will invest 11%.
In employment, manufacturing employed 35.5%, transport, storage and communication 35.2%, followed by construction. The body registered a number of investment achievements, monitored 273 projects with actual investment value of US dollars 2.8 billion, and employed 41,652 people, licensed 286 projects, among others. Mtonyi Helda, UBC.
We'll now take you outside Uganda, and there, the highest court in the UK is set to make a historic ruling on whether Boris Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament for 5 weeks was lawful. Ministers say the suspension is not a court matter, but the critics argue it was intended to limit scrutiny of the Prime Minister's Brexit plan. If the judgment goes against Johnson, Parliament could be reconvened immediately. It will abide by the ruling of the Supreme Court. But Johnson, who is in New York for a UN climate conference, has refused to rule out seeking to prorogue Parliament for a second time if the ruling goes against him. Parliament is currently due to return on the 14th of October, with the UK scheduled to leave the European Union on the 31st of October. The 3-day hearing at the Supreme Court dealt with 2 appeals, one from campaigner and businesswoman Gail Miller, the second from government. Miller was appealing against the English High Court's decision that the prorogation was purely political and not a matter for the courts. Back to the neighborhood, a prominent opposition politician in Rwanda has been stabbed to death. Siridio Dusabamuremye, FDU Kenya's coordinator, was at work when he was attacked by 2 men, according to the party leader, Victoria Ingabire. The father of 2 ran a canteen at a health center in the central district of Mahanga. The police have not yet commented on the murder. Ingabire says that the murder of Dusabumireme is the latest in a series of attacks on members of her party with the aim of terrifying the opposition. 2 months ago, Eugene Ndereimana, an FDU representative in the east of Rwanda, went missing. He has still not been found. In March, Ansel Muntuyimana, the party's spokesperson, was abducted and later found dead in a forest in the western part of Rwanda. And in 2016, FDU member Jean Damascene was also killed. Ingabire, a leading critic of President Paul Kagame, said that her party was being targeted because it strove for Rwandans' rights and freedoms. Iran has rejected a joint statement by the leaders of France, Germany and the UK, who blamed it for attacks earlier this month on Saudi oil installations. Iran's foreign minister accused them of parroting absurd US claims. The European Union said there was no other plausible explanation for the attacks, which shut down half of Saudi Arabia's oil production. But they said that they remained committed to the 2015 international deal on Iran's nuclear program. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi rebels have claimed they carried out the 14th September attacks, while Iran itself has denied any involvement. 18 drones and 7 cruise missiles hit an oil field processing facility. Saudi Arabia has blamed Iran for the attacks, as has the US, which is sending more troops to the kingdom. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel issued their statement on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. And now taking you to the world of sport, Kampala International University basketball clubs left the MTN Arena Lugogo with the laugh last, as both gender teams registered positive results in the Basketball League playoffs. First up were the ladies that edged Nkumba University Lady Marines with 69-55 to complete a 2-0 straight victory that earned the semi-final berth. Ninth, Ninette Uwineza and Inez Kanyamunza were the stars in that Kampala International University Rangers victory. In the men's category, Kampala International University Titans were in inspiring form as they edged Warriors 69-59 to level this best of 3 quarterfinal matchup at 1-0. Dennis Balungu scored a game high 22 points and 14 rebounds for Kampala International University, that also had Michael Bwenga score double figures with 15 points. Warriors will rue a missed opportunity and blame an early injury to Samad Imran, which was followed by questionable umpiring calls against them and not helped by falling out of star player Michael Bazangu. The two sides meet again for the decider game later this week. Playoff action continues Wednesday with KCCA Leopards playing Angels in a ladies' game too, while City Oilers face Ndejje in the men's category at Lugogo. And that does it for this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Let's catch you in our other programs. Enjoy the day.
Three. What's up with number 3? It's 3 at Airtel and not 4 anymore. It's